Right, welcome back guys, welcome back to Northwest Angling. And as you can see, it's a very wet one on the prom tonight. As you can see, we're fishing on the prom, but the plan is to fish it down to low water, so we probably will end up on the beach a little bit later on. But we decided to have a couple of casts off the top of the prom just to start off with. So we've got our waterproofs on, we've already got a bait in the water. Filming probably will be kept to a minimum today just because of the weather conditions. But obviously, you know, any action points or anything interesting, we'll bring you back throughout the session. But yeah, so it's me and Jay out tonight. And yeah, the target tonight is a Mersey cod. That's what we're after. So we've got worm baits, we've got squid, we've got fresh, frozen. I've also brought a little bit of bluey along with me, just to see if I could pick up a ray or something like that if it's pretty quiet. So yeah, I think low water tonight is 20 past 10, I think, so we've got about 4 hours now down to low. So yeah, hopefully we can see that first Mersey cod on the bank. There's been some nice fish come out recently, some absolute crackers, and we want one ourselves, so hopefully we can do that today for you guys. So we'll bring you back as the session goes on. Right, so the baits tonight guys, we're going big, we're going lugworm and squid. That's going to be the next one to go out. Absolutely teeming down now, as you can probably tell. But yeah, we're going big on the next one guys. That's what we're going to be fishing all day. 4.0 tamers on a pulley rig. Sorry about the splashes on the camera guys, I will do my best. But yeah, next one to go out. Yeah, so just on my second cast now, and I've just had my first bite of the night. But it looked like your typical whiting bite, to be honest. It was quite, how can we say, rattly. It was kind of like loads of rattles and what have you. So yeah, there we go, it's going again. Yeah, that looks like a whiting to me. So yeah, promising sign, there's bites there, there's fish about. Jay had a bite on his first one. Unfortunately though, our first cast came back completely stripped. The baits were completely stripped right down to the wire. Yeah, so we'll probably just have to reduce the time the bait is in the water. Seems to be quite a lot of activity out there at the moment. So yeah, maybe 15-minute casts just to keep a fresh bait out there, give us a chance. But yeah, second cast and we've got a bite. But yeah, definitely looked like a whiting bite to me. Say, chance of whiting tonight, dogfish. Potentially even small eel, little strap. You do get them along here. So yeah, but it's cod that we're after tonight. A nice big fat Mersey cod. So if it stays like this, it won't be too bad. It was pretty torrential before. It absolutely chucked it down. But yeah, it's just like a consistent drizzle at the moment. Hopefully it'll continue like this for the rest of the night. But again, we've got our waders on because we will eventually end up on the beach. And I've got me bass boot smock on as well. These are absolutely fantastic in these conditions, really lightweight, but they keep you absolutely bone dry. So we're ready for it. Me and Jay were talking, it feels like a proper winter throwback session this. With the conditions, the prom's empty, and you've just got to get out and give it a go. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we'll see what happens with this bite anyway. If we do get a fish, we'll bring it to camera. We'll give it 5 minutes and see if it develops. Right, so we're down on the beach now. Time to do some proper fishing. It's time to really start getting into it now. We're finding a bit more tide now. To be quite honest, there really wasn't much tide when we were fishing off the top. We were casting out and it was staying pretty much straight in front of us. But now that we're on the beach, the tide's running out, and we're actually, yeah, we're getting a lot more tide pull now anyway. So you know, that's obviously a good sign. Find tide, you find fish. So that's what we're hoping for. I haven't blanked. I didn't bring it to screen, but I caught a whiting on my last cast up on the prom. So I caught a little whiting. You know, it wasn't a massive thing, but yeah, it beat the blank. Caught that one on blow lug as well. So just a single blow lug on a 4.0 tamer. Perfectly hooked right in the mouth, chucked it back. So yeah, I beat the blank. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it on camera because I put my camera away because we were due to move. But yeah, I caught a whiting anyway. But as I say, it's now time to really put some effort in now that we're on the beach. And we want to see that cod. That's what we want. We want to see that cod tonight. Didn't get one last year. Put loads of effort in. There was videos that I didn't film, sessions I didn't film, sessions I did film, and it was just blank after blank after blank. And I'm determined this year to get myself at least one cod out the river. At least one cod. So, fingers crossed tonight for the night, eh? There we go, fish number 2. And just to get a fish on camera, it's another little small whiting, smaller than the last one. I would usually potentially put him out as another bait, but he can go back to fight another day. But yeah, 2 whiting on the bank, that's it. Yeah, just hammering the baits, getting loads of little nibbles now. But hopefully we can get through these and get through to the bigger fish. Let's get it back. Little MERSEY whiting. Right, so we both getting quite a few bites, but they seem to be just those little whiting bites. Hopefully you can see me, guys. Hang on. There we go. Maybe that's better. There we go. Yeah, so we're both getting bites, but they seem to be quite a few biting bites, but this feels quite solid. Just getting bites on it though. Just keep the pressure on, see if we can get it moving. Only problem with this bank, we think there's quite a large mussel bed that's moved in on it. I'm guessing. There we go, it's free. We're moving. We're moving, and there seems to be some weight there. So there's some weight there. There's definitely some weight there. Could this be the moment? I can see something there. What have we got? That could be our friend the dogfish. And it is our friend the dogfish. So second species of the night. A woof woof. Alright, yeah. It looked a little bit different to a white and bite, that one, to be fair. But yeah, right. There we go, guys. There it is. There's your dogfish. Species number 2, fish number 3 for me. Right, I haven't caught one of these for years. Starfish. So we were just talking then, in last couple of casts we've just had to put a bit of pressure on, because it's very evident that we're fishing over a mussel bed. Where there's mussel beds, you usually find these things crawling all over them, scavenging around and cleaning the bottom, hoovering everything up. So that's what's on the bottom here, yeah. So again, it's been years since I've caught a starfish. Happy days. Mad little things, aren't they? Fish number 4 of the night. Another whiting, probably about the same size as the first one I caught, so a little bit bigger than the last one, but yeah, it's not what we're after. But oh, there we go. He's alive and kicking, so he's going to go back okay. He was only lip hooked. But yeah, we're getting lots of little pestering bites by these, but we're Right, so the rod tips are just constantly nodding away now. We're getting absolutely pestered by whiting. Just been over to have a chat with Jay. Yeah, he's the same. I don't think he's managed to land any. As I say, we are fishing big baits, but yeah, I don't know if you can make that out, but yeah, the rod tips are just constantly nodding away now. So yeah, we've just got to plod on, fight our way through, and hopefully that big cod comes along and just either gets there first or takes the whiting. Yeah, there's definitely a fish on that. So we'll bring that in. Would you a change, get a fresh bait out. Right, so yeah, the baits that we've got today, we've got some lovely frozen blacks from where did we get them from? Real Deal Tackle and Bait. I think they are based in Prescott. From Dale, absolutely fantastic shop, fantastic bait as always. And we've got some lovely low lug as well, courtesy from Jay. So Jay brought me 2 packs for today's session. So we've had a couple of whiting on these today. Yeah, we've also got some squid as well. So like you can see, we've got some frozen blacks and some squid. Nice juicy cod bait there to go out next. But yeah, we've got some lovely worm. Jay's got some carp as well. I've got some bluey. I haven't bothered touching the bluey, to be quite honest. And we're just going to stick it out on worm bait and just see how we get on with that. Hopefully, as I say, we've got an hour to low water. So yeah, we've still got potentially what, an hour and a half, 2 hours fishing if we want to, depending. The rain has now stopped. It's actually a really nice evening now to be out on the bank. It's warm, the wind's died down, it was quite windy earlier on, the rain was absolutely lashing down, it was absolutely horrendous. But yeah, it's turned out to be a really nice evening. Still a 4 fish for me. Still getting little rattles on the whiting baits. Jay's fishing a bit bigger than me, he's on 5-0s, I'm on 4-0s. But yeah, we're just waiting for that one fish. And these sessions are kind of just going to be them sorts of sessions. We are fishing for one fish. We're fishing for that, you know, that decent fish, the cod. And that's exactly what my sessions were like last year as well. I was coming out and I was specifically targeting one fish. And unfortunately, you're going to get quite a few blanks, but we haven't blanked tonight, and that's the main thing. But hopefully one of these nice juicy baits here can see that cod out for us. We're bang on low water now. It's roughly around about 20 past 10, so yeah, low water is here. And we haven't had a fish on the bank now for a good while. We are constantly still getting rattles. Got to be whiting bites. Constantly getting rattles. I've got a rattle on this one. Jay keeps getting those telltale signs of whiting bites. Unfortunately, Jay hasn't managed to get a fish out so far. So he was just having a chat. He went, bloody hell, he said 2 blanks on the bounce. He said, can't remember the last time I've done that. But look, we all have them sessions. We were talking, and I say, you know, when we're fishing for cod, we are literally fishing for one fish. So obviously whiting and things like that are just obviously going to be a bycatch. It is what it is. But yeah, it's been a good while now since obviously we've had a fish on the bank, but we're still getting plenty of little rattles and bites. So I don't know how long we're going to give it now, to be honest, but we might give it a little bit after low water, our first hour of the flood maybe, just to see if there's any fish moving through with that early run. Maybe a little bit of tide might bring the fish back in. But yeah, there's definitely a little rattle going on with that. But again, it just seems to be very small whiting. So anyway, yeah, low water. Managed to find some fish, which ain't too bad, I suppose. And yeah, once again, it's just great to be out on the bank. Alright, so let's have a look what's on this then. Because as I say, this has been rattling away for quite some time. But we're definitely fishing into the snags now, because we can feel, I mean that's just pulled free, but you can feel it grinding away at either mussel beds, rocks, and Jay brought in a hell of a snag before, really thick line. There was 3 leads in it, there was all kinds. It was It's very clear a snag that's been out there for a long time. So that is one less snag that's out here in the River Mersey. But I don't think there's anything on this. I think we've missed it. And that reel is starting to squeak. They are in need of a service, to be fair. I need to get my other one sorted because the drag's gone on it. Yeah, nothing on that. Right, let's get a fresh bait out. We're going with a big bunch of blow log on this next one. Right, so let's get that big bunch of blow log out there. Some cracking blow log. And so I usually just bunch about 3 or 4 together. Right, let's get it out. This is it, last chance, last cast now. We've decided that this is going to be our last chuck, so yeah, we've both put out some big worm baits. The tide is now starting to flood in nicely. We've got some tide movement now. It's actually pulling to the right, so it's the only bit of tide movement that we've had all session, to be fair. The tide has been pretty flat, it's been pretty still, but the tide's flooding in. Yeah, it's coming in pretty quickly, so hopefully, say fingers crossed, hopefully that this is the last cast, saved by the gods, show us the cod. But no, it's been another nice session on the beach. As I say, it was a bit rough when we first got here, but the weather soon died down. Managed to find a few fish. Jay's had bites all session, but yeah, he's just he's not had anything. So yeah, like he said, two blanks on the bounce for Jay, but that is fishing, that is cod fishing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to move back because the tide is coming in, and as I say, that is the last cast there anyway. So regardless of what happens, guys, you know, we'll bring you back, we'll do the outro. But as I say, this is it now. This is a last chance saloon. Right, so I'm still on my last cast, but Jay then on his last cast, big slack liner, and then your typical bang bang, definitely a cod bite. So yeah, decided just to keep it out a little bit longer. Jay's gonna get another bait together, chuck it out. And as I say, it's the last cast after the last cast. Then we've all done it. And we've all had that moment where on your last cast, you know, you get a cracking bite and you just think a little bit of, you know, there's a little bit of hope there. So yeah, no, it was a big slack liner and then your typical thud. So yeah, he's going to chuck one out, but I'm just going to stick mine out. But yeah, we've definitely got some tide pull now. And yeah, maybe this is the time. It really would be nice just to see one of us get one out, you know, even if it's one around about £2. It'd still be good to see one on tonight's session. So yep, we're going to give it a little bit longer, guys. We're giving it a little bit longer. Right, well that's it, I've had enough now. I think Jay's just going to stick his out for another couple of minutes. But mine, to be quite honest, looked as if it was stuck in a snag. Oh no, we're free. There we go, we're free. So yeah, last cast, let's bring it in. As I say, Jay has decided to stick it out a couple more minutes after that bite that he had. So yeah, I've really enjoyed tonight, although cod hunt continues. There's something on this actually. No. I don't know if there's something on this. And Jay's found a snag. What have we got? I can see something. I think we've got a whiting. I think we've got another whiting. We have. Right. We just turn that off. There we go. Signing off with the fish. Another whiting. So I think that's four whiting dogfish. Get this one back. I'm going to pack down. I think Jay's bringing his in now. Yeah, he's bringing his in. Yeah, nothing on that. So right, that's it. Session over, guys. No cod, unfortunately, but really enjoyed tonight being back out with Jay. Back on the beach. Yeah, it's not all about catching the big ones. It's just about getting out, giving it a go sometimes. So yeah, right. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Tight lines.